Hi everyone, welcome back to another week of STEMpower. This week we'll be learning about water. However, I will not be your instructor and you will have two new instructors. Shelli will be introducing the first activity and Nicole will be introducing the second activity. I hope you enjoy and have fun, and I will see you next week. Bye!
Hi everyone, welcome back to another week of STEMpower. Today we will be talking about water. You will learn about the role water plays in our lives and how density influences which objects sink and which objects float. What is a water molecule? A water molecule is made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom, which are elements found on the periodic table. Individual water molecules bind together to form a larger water molecule, which represents a larger amount of water. The fun fact of the day is that 97% of the Earth's water is found in ocean.
In the first activity, you will think about the role that water plays in our lives. You see water every day when you drink it, shower, or go swimming. Water is all around us, even inside our bodies. You will need paper and something to draw with, which can be markers, crayons, or pencils. Use the paper and colors to draw your dream location that has water. This can be somewhere you've been to on vacation or somewhere you want to go in the future. Some examples could be a lake, pool, and waterfall. Spend about 10 minutes drawing your location, and if you have extra time, feel free to draw it more than one. After everyone is done drawing, get in groups of 3 to 5 people and share your illustration. Explain your drawing and talk about why it is special to you. Now let's review the discussion questions. To answer the first question, most of the Earth's water is located in the ocean, 97%. Now let's talk about the second question. Water plays a variety of roles in our life. We drink water. Water is a part of our body mass. We use water for hygiene, such as washing our hands. And we even find water in natural environments, such as lakes, rivers, and oceans. We also swim in pools filled with water. Water can also be the habitat of many animals. Some animals that live in the water are fish like Nemo, whales, sharks, and many more.
You will experiment to see if objects sink or float. You will see what the similarities are between the objects that sink and the ones that float. First, you will do a warm-up activity where you hypothesize which objects will sink and which ones will float. Before conducting an experiment, scientists form an educated guess about what is going to happen using their current knowledge. This way, afterwards, they can compare to see if they were correct. When your supervisor instructs you to, you will move to the left side of the room if you think it will float, and to the right side of the room if you think it will sink. Think about why you chose the side you did, and share with the class if you want to. Next, you will form groups of 3 to 5 people, and each group will get a tub of water that is filled 3/4 of the way. One member of the group will collect 5 objects from the supervisor: a ping pong ball, a rock, a full bottle of water, an empty bottle of water, and a pen. When instructed to, a member of the group will gently place the first object in the tub, and everyone will wait 30 seconds to see if it will sink or float. Write down if it's sunk or floated, and carefully take out the object. Take turns and make sure every person gets to put in an object. After you have experimented with all the objects, discuss the patterns between the objects that floated and the ones that sunk. Now that you have tested all the objects, we will talk about which objects sink or float based on their density in comparison to water's density. But what is density? Density describes how tightly packed the particles in an object are. The factors that go into density are the mass of the object, which is the weight, and the volume of the object, which is similar to the amount of space the object takes up. A high density means that the particles are tightly packed, and a low density means that the particles are more loosely packed. If the density of an object is less than the density of water, the object will float. If the density of the object is greater than the density of water, the object will sink. In the experiment, the ping pong ball floated because the density of the ping pong ball is less than the density of water. The rock sunk, on the other hand, because its density is greater than the density of water. The objects that should have floated are the ping pong ball and the empty water bottle. The objects that should have sunk are the rock, the full water bottle, and the pen. about the discussion questions. To answer the first question, a wooden plank that is less dense than water will float. This is because an object with a lower density than water will float when put in water. And since the plank of wood has a lower density than water, when it was placed in the water, it floated. The particles in the wooden plank are not as tightly packed as those in the water. Using paper, tape, and colored pencils, you will make your own boat. Each person will get a few pieces of paper, and using tape, each person will build their own boat and use colored pencils to decorate it. You will have 10 minutes to make your boat. Then each person will present their boat to the group and place it in the water to see if it floats. Now let's talk about the second question. There can be a variety of ways to change your boat to make it better, such as adding more tape or changing the structure to make it more sturdy and stable. There are a large variety of answers to the last question. Some concepts you learned about are the role of water in our lives, how it is everywhere, and density, and how it affects the floating. I hope you enjoyed learning about water and have a better understanding of its role and properties. Thanks for participating. Bye!